Good afternoon, dear students. Before we move on to the topic of our today lessons, take a look at these pictures. What do you think? What are you doing to talk about today? Excuse me, what are we going to talk about today? Visual, spatial, linguistic, verbal, interpersonal, intrapersonal, logical, mathematical, musical, bodily kinesthetic, and naturalistic. What do you think? What are we going to talk about today? Of course, today we'll speak about multiple intelligence. Open your notebook, please, and write our topic today, multiple intelligence. Write down to the topic. Next, lesson objectives. Read the text for just and specific details. Watch the video for specific details and discuss the ideas. Success criteria. Identify the main idea and specific details of the text correctly. Identify specific details of the video correctly. And provide your argument on the topic and give research. Next. What is the creativity? Complete handout 1. Complete handout 1. Create a cluster on the topic of creativity. Name 5 or 10 associations with this word creativity. Definition, facts, phrases, word concept, examples, and non-examples. Okay, let's start. Time limited. Quickly. Okay, good. You're very smart. And next slide, watch a short film titled "What is Being Creative?" Okay, watch the video.
What is being creative? Creativity is no longer a word reserved for the musician or the artist. It's something you can find in anyone. It's the ability and the urge to make something of value. It can be big. It can be small. But making something new, something different, something that surprises. Something that makes you think. Something that makes you smile. It's making something beautiful. It's telling a story. It's telling your story. Expressing yourself. It's about being passionate. It's creating something other people can use. Sharing your creativity. It's about realizing that there isn't always a right or a wrong way of doing things. There's not always a correct answer, only the answers that we create. What's common for creativity is that it comes from inspiration. Inspiration found in the world we live in, and in the people we live with. It's found when we share with them, building on what's given from the diversity of people's thoughts and perspectives. So try and drop the assumptions that you know how to do things and already know the solution. Stray away from the direct path. Take risks. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because it's only from the mistakes that we learn, and it's from the mistakes that the really interesting things happen. We may not always create or invent, but we always learn when we try.
Thank you, Christian. The video, next slide. Okay, vocabulary. Now, learn by heart new words. and cards. Listen, please.
Students learn best by saying, hearing, and seeing words. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, type of intelligence which uses ability to think in words and language to express meaning.
This is verbal.
Verbal intelligence.
Of course, next cards. Excuse me.
The ability to ponder large questions about life, death, and existence. Existential intelligence.
Next cards.
Students who think in mental and visual images. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. Spatial uses what they see in the world, pictures, diagrams, charts, and the look of things to learn and express. Visual intelligence.
Next card. Children whose abilities center on this intelligence will tend to be more introspective, seeking value to learning material by relating the material to their own personal experience. In order to communicate information to such children effectively, the instructor should personalize the subject matter and give examples to help children connect with ways that the material is relevant to their own lives, exhausting or occurring within your own mind, and is intrapersonal. Next card, 5. Excuse me.
Gardner's MI, nature smart, use an experience in the natural world, motivate with opportunities to work outdoors, supply with books on the natural world, binoculars, telescopes, or microscopes.
This is
Naturalist intelligence.
Next card. Word smart, use words in learning, learn best by seeing, hearing and seeing words, motivate with books, talking with them, let them write. A type of multiple intelligence where the individual has effective usage of words. Type of intelligence used if you are word smart and have the ability to speak and write well. What's it? Linguistic intelligence. Next card. Excuse me. Face-to-face.
Direct, face-to-face communication between two or more people. Interpersonal.
Next card, see it.
A learning style in which learning places by the student carrying out physical activity. A child with blank intelligence is likely to excel in sports and movement activities. Bodily kinesthetic. Kinesthetic or tactile learning is a learning style in which learning takes place by the students carrying out physical activities rather than listening to a lecture or watching demonstrations. Kinesthetic.
Kinesthetic. Okay, thank you. Next for the slide. Look at the title, the creative path. Stay what the text is going to be about. Jigsaw reading. Method jigsaw. Read the passage. Go to another group and tell your passage and listen other passages. Get back to your original group and discuss the whole text. And work in session rooms in groups using the jigsaw method. Your passage and listen other passages and get back to your original group and discuss the whole text. Okay, let's start. Time limited. 3 texts. Read, please. And work in the group. Choreographer, dancer, Kader Havia, painter, Paul McLean, and what makes someone an artist? What is the opinion? Okay, are you ready? Very good. Let's start. Work individually, answer multiple choice and open-ended questions. Let's start. Comprehensive questions. The first questions. How does the author in this passage define an artist? A, B, C, or D? A person whose path to success is straightforward, a professional upon whom society depends, and maybe a person who paints and draws. Second question. The passage examines artistry through the perspective of two artists. How is the perspective of the two artists provided in the passage? A, B, C, or D? Correct variant. You choose. Okay, the artists write many essays about art, which are included in the passage. The author includes full biographies of each artist. And next questions. Based on this evidence, what conclusion can be made? A. Ahuvia thinks that one cannot choose to be an artist. Ahuvia thinks that only dancers are artists, and Ahuvia thinks that becoming an artist involved many decisions. Herder Ahuvia disagrees with Martha Grahama's quote. Okay, answers the questions. Let's start. Time limited. Quickly, please. Okay, and answers the questions. The first answers the questions. How does author in the passage define an artist? A person who crafts expressions then inspire others. Second question. The passage examines artistry through the perspective of two artists. B variant. The artists answer questions asked by the author of the passage. Okay. And the third question. Ahuvia thinks that becoming an artist involved many decisions. Next is, what is the passage mainly about? A, B, C, or D? The difference between doctors and artists, the struggles of a new up-and-coming choreographer, the moment Paul McLean became an artist, and how to artists approach the creative path. And the sixth questions was, what is true about the questions the author posed to both artists? The author asked them different questions, the author asked them the same questions, and the author asked them questions about the childhood. 7 questions. Choose the answers that best complete the sentence below. A, B, C, or D. Therefore, meanwhile, however, and finally. Okay, answers the questions. So 5. What is this passage mainly about? How to artists approach the creative path? What is true about the questions the author posed to both artists? The author asks them the same questions, answer. And 7 questions, choose the answer the best complete the sentence below with therefore. Okay, thank you, very good, you're very smart. And reflection. What has been learned? What remained unclear? And what is necessary to work? Write, please, in your notebook your opinion for our lesson, our topic right now. Okay, thank you for the lesson. Goodbye.